This is an ongoing problem that I think is pretty obvious, but many folks who hate LGBTQ plus folks, particularly young folks and their family dynamics, would celebrate over something like this. Is a good example of it because there's a conservative a conservative host on BlazeTV. His name is Steve Deace, and he applauded a viewer that called in and talked about how horrific of a human he is. This is just within their own realms. This is just my opinion. Let's listen to the part of that conversation where the father called into that show.
We did everything we thought was right in raising our kids. We attended church weekly and were involved in functions of the church. We supported them 1,000% in their school functions and extracurricular activities. We prioritized their needs above our wants. My daughter was my world, my sidekick. All throughout high school, she was your typical teenage daughter. She dated a guy from our church during her years in high school, a good, respectful kid from a good family who loved the Lord as well. When it came for her to go to college, she went to a school about 4 hours from home. We weren't worried at all about anything as we felt we had fully equipped her to face the world. This is where everything in our world fell apart. After returning to school for the fall semester, unbeknownst to us initially, she got grabbed by the lesbian cult. By November, she had broken up with her boyfriend of 5 years and was fully immersed in the rainbow cult and was now dating girls. She finally came forward to us, and we naturally had the emotions of anger and heartbrokenness.
She came to you guys, and you had anger and heartbrokenness. Anger, because she is who she is. Previous to you guys actually discovering who she is, you were happy because it was what you wanted her to be. But, that's just being parents, right? Just being angry and heartbroken of your kid being who she is. By the way, he pointed out that was a letter, by the way, written by a dad writing into the show. So apologies, he didn't call in. But there was some particular language there. She was grabbed by the lesbian cult. No issues with Donald Trump grabbing women in reality, but they're being grabbed by the lesbian cult, and that's really a problem because, they're aggressive. There's a little bit more of that because as they went further into this, the applause for this father's approach, as he details further, is when this thing really got nasty. This is when he talked about how he ended his relationship with his kid.
She became militant towards us for not embracing her choices. We were getting the typical slurs like homophobes and bigots. She kept insisting we didn't love her because we weren't embracing her. She was filled with anger and rage toward us. It finally got to the point where she told me point blank that if I didn't change my beliefs, then she was done talking to us or having anything to do with us. Steve, she basically demanded we deny our faith. That was demonic words coming from her mouth. Needless to say, it has been 3 years. I haven't physically seen or spoken to her in 2 years. She has my number blocked and moved to another state with the person the government labels as her wife. Parents will do anything for their kids. Almost all parents would not risk losing their relationship with their kids over this, so almost all cave in and affirm. They will have to answer for that one day. This is the hardest thing imaginable. I want to see her and hug her and talk to her badly. Not a day goes by that I don't think about her, and my entire demeanor suffers. I only have a handful of family that support my wife and I. My parents kind of do, and I have one aunt and her husband and their 2 adult children, and that's it. Everyone else thinks we are wrong, and some won't even speak to us.
Weird. There's all kinds of signs pointing to you being the a-hole here, but still, they stick by their guns. I'd love your thoughts, Maz. One last clip. This is how he ended it, this entire note.
I bring this to you because I want it to bring you encouragement. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep talking boldly. I never ever thought something like this could happen to us. And if it can happen to a family like mine, it can truly happen to anyone. So keep sounding the alarm of the evil demonic forces that are capturing our kids and all of society. David, this is not as uncommon of a story as we would wish, unfortunately. I have nothing to add except what David himself said.
Anything to add, Maz?
I like how somber he was at the end. David, yeah. I have nothing to add. Mm-hmm. Your daughter likes women. It always amazes me how much God cares about who you're dating. It's just, there's natural disasters, there's war, there's accidents, there's cancer, all that stuff. But God is really concerned about if your daughter is dating a girl. I mean, grow up, wake up. What is wrong with you? It's like, just look around. Like I'm a parent. I could never imagine somebody like leaving their not seeing their kids because of the person the kid is dating. I mean, it just blows my mind. And this guy's an idiot, clearly. David Deace or Steve Deace, whatever his name was, Deace, whatever. He looks like an idiot. The guy who wrote the letter is an idiot. And I'm so happy their daughter got away from them because she's going to lead a much better, happy life with good people who love her and support her and are not in the cult of their religion. These people have been taken by the cult of their religion. So
I hope that she's healing, bro, because that's a hard thing to deal with. The people you grew up with then saying that you're not worth their attention, their time, or even, their lives. And as strong as she is being and separating herself, that's a hard thing to do. So, yeah. This other thing is, many of the homeless folks, they end up on the streets. Maybe they've been rejected. They're bouncing off from couch to couch. Many of them are young LGBTQ plus folks who have been, disowned by their families, kicked out, told that they don't want them around, maybe kill themselves. All these things. They say stuff like that to their children, then go back and say, can you believe they came with that evil, upside down world?
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.